Hello and welcome. Today we're going to make a wedding cake. Quite glamorous and easy to make. Shall we start? First of all, we're going to make our molds. We take a piece of lightweight cardboard, place the carbon paper, our design, and then we trace it with a pencil or ballpoint pen. Of course, you'll be tracing the whole contour, right? When we finish transferring the pattern, we'll cut it out with the scissors. We need two molds, one for a bigger wing and another for a smaller one. Once we have the molds, we roll out gum paste to make the butterflies. We place the pattern. In this case, I'm going to cut out the smaller wing. We need two wings, a big one and a small one, which we're going to superimpose for each side of the butterfly. With a good cutting instrument, such as a very fine point cutter or a scalpel, whichever you happen to have at hand, you cut out the wings. Once we've done the whole edge, we remove the pattern and get rid of the excess paste. Notice that you may have to retouch the border. We leave the paste aside and take a mini rose petal cutter, and start carving from the edges towards the inside. The same scalpel we use for cutting will help us to remove the excess paste, right? It's best to cut towards the inside and downwards, following the curve of the butterfly. We carve all along the border and at the center. This is really easy. You carve the whole wing and then you have to place it on a rounded surface. I had this tin or can which comes in very handy. It has to have a big diameter so we won't have too much of a curve. Well, let's try like that. Once we've cut the 8 wings and dry them on a curved surface, we're ready to decorate them. How are we going to do it? We'll paint them with edible gold coloring. You must paint the edges thoroughly, as well as each of the perforations. Of course, you'll have all the carving done, but I'm just showing the unfinished work so as to go faster. And when the coloring is still fresh, we sprinkle gold glitter on it. I'm working on wax paper, so I'll be able to collect and recover the excess. Let it dry at least 12 hours. When it's quite dry, you turn it over and paint the other side. For the antennae, we're going to need golden jewelry wire, a pair of tweezers, a brush, rhinestones or strass, which have a flat back, and universal glue. We take a piece of wire, slightly longer than we need. With the tweezers, we turn one of the ends and make a sort of circle. On top of it, we put a bit of universal glue. Just a drop. It will dry and evaporate, so it won't be visible. If there is a little thread left, we'll remove it. We turn over the rhinestone or hold it from a corner and place it on the glue with the tiny brush. We're going to need 4 little antennae. We're almost finished. We only need to assemble the butterflies and put the cake together. We set up the 2 bigger wings with the 2 small ones on top, just to serve us as a guide. Now we'll take a piping bag filled with white icing and a 0.9 round tip, and we pipe out a sphere, approximately ½ an inch in diameter. Then we make a zigzag for the little body. We make it sort of chubby. and about 2 or 2¼ inches long. And we leave the little tail. When the icing is still fresh, we place the antenna on the head. With a little brush and a bit of cornstarch, we bring down the little tail we had kept. When the tiny body is still fresh, we attach the right wing. And place some styrofoam support under it to give a flying impression. We do the same thing on the other side and press very gently without touching the other wing. We add the styrofoam support to prop it up. Then we put the 2 smaller wings on top. We also place a styrofoam support between the 2 wings so that the little one will also look like flying. Once they are done, when the icing is still fresh, we're going to sprinkle it with golden glitter. There's no need to paint the body because this sticks perfectly well. I'm using non-edible glitter, but if you are going to eat the butterfly, you will of course use an edible glitter. It's a bit less shiny, but it will do just as well. After 24 hours have passed, we lift the butterfly from the paper, and what we'll do is repeat the procedure for the other side of the body. We take the same piping bag with the same tip and repeat the little body shape on the back side. Since this is the side that will rest on the cake, even if it's not exactly the same, it will look fine, but do try to apply the same pressure. When the little worm is completed, we're going to insert a golden wire, as before, but we'll make it thicker by using 3 wires and twisting them together. We make a circle at one end and insert it into the body. We'll then line it with aluminum paper and place it on the cake, and we'll leave it to dry for a further 24 hours. We'll make 2 cakes of 8 and 10½ inches diameter. Both will have to be 6 inches high, and we'll cover them with roll-out white fondant. Finally, we'll decorate both the top and the bottom of the cake with golden ribbons and put the butterflies in place. Remember to have them ready well in advance so they'll be perfectly dry. I hope you love this cake. You're very welcome at our website, where you'll find many more ideas explained step by step. Thank you for your company. See you soon.